Going live. You're live. Oh, we have quite the delay here, so this should be interesting. But welcome to live from directly above Spare Ohm. Because turns out, since the last time I did a live stream, YouTube in its infinite wisdom has decided that live streaming directly from the app within a mobile device is not something that we raggedy, unwashed, small creators deserve. So here we are at my desktop, which is running OSB, and while there's a little bit of a lag, it does at least seem to be doing the thing. So here we are. And you are here for a drawing for this. See? Shiny, wrapped in plastic. We have 8 entries, and I have printed out 4 copies of each name. And I am now going to cut them up and fold them up and put them in my little tin over here and see who we draw out. So, how is everybody doing? Let's see. We've got, oh, I can't tell if it shows me who's watching. So, we'll just cut out names and go from there, because even if nobody can watch this, perhaps you'll see it later. Cutting up the names for the drawing. I decided this would be a way to sort of draw it out. The last time I did one of these, I had them like all ready, and it ended up being a 3-minute live stream. And like, that's no fun. So I'm going to do all the cutting and the folding and the putting in the tin and the shaking and the drawing on this particular stream. So there's all our names. Shuffle them up a little bit here on my desk. Yeah, the funny thing is we really are directly above Spare Ohm. My desktop here in our home office is in the attic, and my desk is in this little dormer that is literally directly above the chair where I recorded the other day. That is in front of my dolls in the Spare Ohm. I named it Spare Ohm when I cleaned it up and got all my dolls organized in there a couple years ago. If you go back and look at the videos entitled Val's Personal Doll Army, that is when Spare Ohm happened. Because Val's Personal Doll Army, if you haven't heard the story in that video, was missing for about 15 years. When my parents moved from the house where we lived when I went to middle school and high school, to the mountains, the dolls went missing. And we thought for many years that the box they were in might have fallen off of the back of the pickup truck of a friend of my brother's who was helping them move, which is, you know, personally devastating, but they're dolls, you know, and so I had accepted that the dolls were gone. And it made me sad, because I'd had some of them since I was 6 years old. But that's life. So one day, I got a very large package from my mother. And in the package were the dolls, which it turns out had been packed in a big box with a cradle that my father made around the time that my brother was born in 1976. And it had been used, I'm not sure they even used it when Brian was born. I can't remember now. But in any case, that had been packed up and left in its box up in the rafters of the garage. And when my brother for whom this cradle was made was expecting their first child. My dad went up in the garage to get the cradle down to see if they would want it for shiny happy niece. And that turned out to be because it was something that was, you know, a home woodworking made in 1976. Really probably not something you wanted for a baby being born in 2009. But he found the dolls. And Mom shipped them to me. And I very excitedly took them out of the box and lined them up on the floor of our living room. And I went, it's my own personal doll army. And so my collection has been called Val's Personal Doll Army ever since. And I'm thinking that I possibly made too many copies of all the names, but that's okay. It makes it feel like there's lots of entries. As you see, I'm folding all of these little strips in four. All the little strips are the same size. I did it in a table in Word to make them all the same size. Oh, let's only fold one at a time, shall we? So chat is open if anybody cares to say anything. I had asked on the review video how people are filling their time in our social distancing reality and how they're bringing a little beauty into their lives. We got some great answers, which I'm going to be reading and talking about a little bit once we have done the drawing. Don't want to have too much anticipation here. I told you guys I'd be doing the drawing at 3, and well, we're leading up to the drawing at 3, right? And I'm not sure what time zone everybody's in, so I don't want to be making you wait if it is an inopportune time of day for you. I know we had somebody from Britain, somebody from Hawaii. Okay, that's all our little strips of paper. Benjamin Perkins, hey Val, hey Ben. Dory Griffin, hi Dory, hello. Nice to see you. All right, round and round it goes. We'll do it like one of those little things with the ping pong balls that you draw out of. Shake, 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 shake up all the names. All right. Now it's kind of sad that I'm only drawing one, because, like, drum roll please, there's only going to be one. Let's see, we have one little slip of paper here, and that little slip of paper says Benjamin Perkins. Yay! Congratulations, Ben! So I will contact you separately from here to get a mailing address, and this will be winging its way to you in merry old England shortly. So that's our drawing. Thank you everyone who commented, and do please, if you haven't already, go to the Enchanted Living website and download some of their past issues that they have available right now for free, because they're beautiful. They will definitely brighten your day. See who else is here. And Ben, who is our winner here, said, I've only ever had a look at PDF versions of the magazine, but they're always so beautiful and interesting. Also been loving the photos I've seen from this issue online. Oh, there's so many amazing photos in this. So, hope you're well and I am well. I am having about as much fun as could be expected. Today, all of my fun was making, technically, this craziness happen. Dory, who is also with us, said, to get through this time, I've been busy sewing, making delicious treats with my daughter, coloring because it's calming, oh my goodness, yes, and making my daughter a 16th century Venetian gown. Let's bury the lead, shall we? Because she loves them. I would love to see that. I hope that if you have anywhere on social media or anywhere that you can show us that some other time, I would love to like share that, and because I'm excited to see your process and see how your daughter loves it. And I do hope to, I love this magazine, but I've yet to afford the subscription. It is kind of expensive. The nice thing about it has very few ads. The few ads that it has are very beautiful. So it is worth it, but it is definitely, that's why I did not subscribe myself until I saw that this issue was coming, and then I'm like, okay, now I got to do it. And I've actually been working some extra hours, even before the shelter in place happened, we had someone at my day job go on maternity leave, and she, oh my goodness, yeah, congratulations, Ben, I'm glad you're so happy. Yay. Who else is here? Someone else is here. Jack. Hi, Jack. He's downstairs. I'm married to him. But anyway, so I had been working some extra hours already, and then when the shelter in place happened, so the short version is I had a little bit of extra money, and I decided I was going to treat myself to a subscription. But in any case, so Dory, I do hope that you are able to pick it up for yourself at some point, and in the meantime, enjoy the issues that they're offering online. Let's see. I'll probably post a picture on my Instagram, Marielda886, after it's done. All right, I'm going to write that down because I want to put that in the description when we're done on Instagram so I can follow you. And I'll put that in the description when we're done so that other people can follow your progress and follow the beautiful things whatever beautiful things that you're doing there. I'll have to check it out. Let's see, what other comments did we have? We had from Gum Photo, who is Keith Gerling, and if you follow him on Instagram, he does these amazing vintage type photo prints, but they're done in a very I understand that it does come from digital. Some of it's from digital photography. I think some of it might be from film. A lot of his prints are of the ballet company that one of his kids performs with. But I actually shot a series with him as Lizzie Siddle a few years ago. You can see those on my Facebook page. But he's done a couple of prints from that are amazing. I should post some of those again on my Instagram. But he says, I'm just doing what I always do, sequestered with my printing press and making pictures, but doing it with a lot less guilt on me that I'm not doing something more productive. I think it's very productive. It is a labor-intensive process, and each of his prints is unique because everything is done by hand. He does a couple of different, I think one of them is called Gum Bichromate, but he does a couple of different kinds of very artistic photo print techniques that if you check him out, Gum Photo on Instagram, and I will put that in the description when we're done here as well so that people can check it out. Who else did we have a comment from? Erica, who's in Hawaii, and I'm trying to do the math, and it's probably some ridiculous hour of the day for her. Let's see. Love your doll collection in the background. I've been rearranging my doll collection, drawing and sending artwork to my family and friends, reading and hanging with my dogs all the time, working on some fancy party clothes for them. That's fun. Fancy party clothes for her dogs. I would love to see that. Love the pre-Raphaelites use of color and luminous effects. Oh, yes. Thanks again for brightening our days. Oh, well, we've all got to brighten each other's days a little bit. Then they also have coloring books on the website, but you have no printer at the moment. Oh, no. Oh, well, maybe do you have a program, something, and there might even be something free that you can put on an app or something if they're in a PDF that will allow you to color it digitally. I mean, that's not the same thing, I know, but oh well. But yeah, that's a good thing. Somebody was talking about coloring being calming, and they do have coloring pages to download, and that I think also is in the free downloads on the Enchanted Living website. So that's great. Let's see, what other comments did we have? Salvador Castillo, who is an amazing artist. He does I'm going to have to link him in the description when I post this as well. Does just the most extraordinary pen and ink work. Some of it has directly inspired by the Pre-Raphaelites. He's done portraits of Lizzie, of Jane, Morris. I think maybe he's also done one of Alexa Wilding. I am not positive of that, but I know he's done several pieces that are inspired by various Pre-Raphaelite portraits and things, and it's just such cool work. Definitely check it out. I hope my sound is okay. I've tried a couple different configurations, and the one I ended up is still a little bit echoey, but it was the best one that I could come up with. And another comment we had, Ginger Byrne, almost 30 years ago, I took an art history class on the PRB and was immediately enchanted. It's so funny that she says that because that's almost a story for me. I didn't have it in a class, but I was in college over 30 years ago now, and went in the bookstore one day, and there was a copy of Jen Marsh's Pre-Raphaelite Women. And I flipped through it, and it was just, and I think I've told this story in one of my Lizzie Siddle videos, just, oh my gosh. And I had seen some of the art before, but what really connected to me was actually Lizzie's self-portrait, and the contrast between that and some of the much more romanticized depictions of her in other people's art. So my journey began kind of similarly to Ginger's, it sounds like. Went on to write her bachelor's thesis on Lizzie. Oh, I would love to read that. Our recent foray into decorating was a mad shifting of furniture and stuff, which was often more of a sliding puzzle than anything else. Oh my gosh, isn't that always the way? Because nobody has infinite space. And if you have infinite space, it seems like you'd probably still fill that. We turned my office and the enclosed patio into a quarantine space for my daughter before her return from abroad, oh my goodness, and brought in her print of Persephone as well as some others to cheer things up. This rearrangement of boxes, etc. also brought to light some William Morris quilter's cotton that I bought decades ago, oh my goodness, and I'm totally going to make myself a stylish mask. That's awesome. Ginger, if you're with us, let us know how we can see your William Morris cotton mask, because that's fantastic. I have actually just yesterday ventured into the mask making adventure, a week later than I intended, because last Friday I was filming some princess videos, a couple of birthday videos for little ones who will not be able to have their parties, and a couple of others that I still need to edit and put up publicly. So I was Ariel and then I was Elsa for most of last Friday, a week ago yesterday. And as I was carrying my costumes down the stairs, I hit one of the stairs wrong, wrenched the heck out of my ankle, and have had it up and wrapped for most of the last 9 days. Because I did, it's not a mild, I can't call it a mild sprain. It's a moderate sprain, even though it doesn't have the pain necessarily that's associated with that. But what are you going to do? So I was just, as of yesterday, able to, oh, my husband is bringing me one of my masks to demonstrate. Thank you. Just as of yesterday, able to sit at a sewing machine and start making these. I don't have any William Morris prints, but I did have some pretty, actually all of the best cottons that I have were left over from a production of The Taming of the Shrew that I designed several years ago, which was with a company called Theater Hikes, and I'm not sure they're around anymore, but at the time they did their productions at the Morton Arboretum, which is this wonderful, huge site in about 45 minutes from here in suburban Chicago. And they did each scene at a different point in the Arboretum, and it was about an hour hike. Not an hour hike, about a mile hike. About an hour and a half show. They walked a chunk, probably about a quarter mile or so, in between each scene. And they did this in August, and the director wanted Commedia dell'arte style costumes outdoors in August on a hike. That was the summer I discovered just how many quilting cottons are made to look like very rich fabrics. I had ones that looked like brocades. I had the ones with just the really fancy prints like this. And I have enough scraps left from that I'm going to get a fair number of masks out of. So that's what I've been doing yesterday. And actually the webcam that I am currently using is borrowed from a gaming friend of my husband's, because I discovered I was not able to use my mobile devices, and the webcam that I previously had was not up to current standards. So we borrowed that and gave one of these to the gaming friend in exchange. So we have a couple of gentlemen going around in my very stylish purple masks. We'll see what we go from there. Ben, I discovered them through Loreena McKennitt and her version of the Lady of Shalott as I looked into tennis, and oh gosh, that video is so beautiful. I'm so glad, because there were a number of years there that Loreena was very gun shy about digital release of her music. And since it's all released on her independent label, Quinlan Road, she had full control of that, which is entirely her right. But it was, I was so glad when you could finally find her music on streaming platforms. And I believe the video from at least some quality video of the Lady of Shalott is on YouTube somewhere. I will have to link that. I'll make a note of that. Hot video. I will also put that in the show notes in the description when this stream is done, because oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. It's obviously inspired by the various paintings that are very much pre-Raphaelite paintings, which of course led to the PhD I'm doing. and was looking at artwork of the poem and ran from there. Yeah, that'll happen. And that's one of the favorite subjects of the pre-Raphaelites. Certainly, it's Waterhouse did it several times, and you see, and there's a beautiful film, a short film that has a little frame story of Tennyson reading the poem at a Victorian gathering, and then basically reenactment of everything that's happening in it. And that was done by the folks from I think the branding on the film is actually that is Crow's Eye Productions, which I will also link to their channel, because they're the ones that also do the getting dressed in such and such time. Pauline Lovin, who does all of their costuming and is period wardrobe on the various social medias. I ran across her a number of years ago, and that was in connection with the Lady of Shalott short film that they were doing. And just the most amazing costume work, just the most beautiful videos that they do, and all of their little getting dressed in such and such a time have a story with them. So there's one that's getting dressed in 1816, that's Mary Shelley. There's one that is Queen Victoria getting ready for the very famous Christmas illustration that was done in the 1840s of her family. So those are definitely worth checking out. But the Lady of Shalott is just drenched in pre-Raphaelite wonderfulness. And I believe there's some behind the scenes stuff. I actually bought it when it came out on DVD because it's just amazing. I believe they have a behind the scenes video on it, and some stuff about what went into the design of the dress and into the look of various things, and how things were drawn from different paintings. So in the frame story, there is a young lady dressed like the model in Arthur Hughes' April Love, in that wonderful lilac gown. The design of the Lady of Shalott's dress comes from a Waterhouse, but they shifted the coloring and shifted some things a little bit, because their actress had this wonderful long red hair when the Waterhouse painting that they took it from was, or maybe it was a different, no, that's she was more blonde. But anyway, so they kind of synthesized several versions of the Lady of Shalott paintings into this film, and oh, so beautiful, absolutely gorgeousness. All right, how long have we been running here anyway? I have no idea. What time is it? 3:23. Let's call this a half-hour stream. So yeah, I've been sewing masks when I could get to the machine for the week before that, so I didn't go completely crazy. I had actually already started and predicted that it was going to take me a long time. A linen, just basic medieval shift, which I decided just as a sit on the couch and decompress project was going to do all the seams and all of everything hand stitched. I did not have a cotton or a linen thread in the white or off-white that I needed, so I did end up stitching it in a polyester thread, but otherwise it's very period method. I did it the rectangles and triangles method that is similar to the tunic that was discovered in the Buxton Man, and it's very similar to one that Morgan Donner did a video on about a year ago. Thank you, Dory. I'm so glad you could join us. But anyway, so I thought that was going to take me forever, and I finished it last night. because I wanted to be sewing, and sitting on the couch and doing it by hand was how I could do it. So in case anybody ever wondered, you can in fact hand stitch an entire medieval shift in the evenings around a day job. That is what I discovered. That is my thing that I discovered this week. But I don't know, 5 more minutes. I'll go till 3:30. Anybody have any questions? Have I seen the video for the Celts by Enya? Yes, that also references the Lady of Shalott. Yeah, Enya has some amazing videos too. I haven't looked at that one in a while, but I quite like it. Oh, I am now being ferried my work basket with the shift in it, which I'm not going to be able to show very well, but thank you. He's been taking care of me this week, fetching and carrying while my feet were up. So this is the shift, and I did all of the seams and the hems entirely by hand in the last 10 days. Around a full-time, well, not full-time, around I have about a 20-hour-a-week day job, but around a day job and getting dinner and sheltering in place and all of the stuff. So that is my shift. My original plan for this stream was to be finishing it up, except I finished it last night and I haven't started anything new. So in future streams, I'm probably going to be stitching away on something. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining me. I'm going to be doing this, I doubt it will be weekly, but I'll probably be doing a couple of them during this time that we're all here inside, taking care, being safe. So, and we'll see if I continue doing more later on, but it'll probably continue to be live from above spare room unless I figure out a way to get the streaming to work on the Wi-Fi. But in the meantime, we'll hear on the desktop, and it worked out fine. So thank you everyone. Any more questions? That looks nice. Great job. Thank you. I am very pleased with it. I will probably be doing, I don't know if I'll do a video, but I will certainly be showing it off on my social medias, on the Instagram. Instagram tends to be where I show off costuming things. So that's where that will be. But I'm so glad. Thank you for joining us. I will definitely check out Instagrams and things, and I will be putting links for the various stuff I talked about in the description for this video once the stream is done. Ah, yeah. Dory knows the Enya video. You two need to be talking, I think. So thank you all for joining. It is 3:27, and I don't know. I'm out of stuff. But I will contact Ben and get your address and get this sent off this week. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay sane, bring a little beauty into your lives, and until next time, bye-bye.